Hi, I'm Kathy. Most of you know me, and I've been with Young Living. I started about maybe 4 years ago. Just started using the products because I wanted to learn more about the wellness benefits, and I've been involved in education for a long time. So I thought I'd decide to learn more and teach about them, and I really like the wellness benefits of them, and that's why I'm still here. So we have Jenny, Christina, and Heidi here as well. We're all collaborating on this Zoom call. So today we're going to talk about how to create a cleaner home with the Thieves products. And what you see right here are all the Thieves products.
I think a great place to start when you're talking about clean home and why you'd even want to consider it, because there is a price difference when you're jumping from products that are your Lysols and stuff, because they're very inexpensive, because they're cheap chemicals to replicate, and when you're using natural stuff. And so one thing that people in marketing caught onto was something that we call greenwashing. So if you're into natural products and you read labels, this is something that you can catch on to pretty quick. But if that's not your jam, which it's not everybody's, it's very easy to be fooled, especially because they use beautiful labeling, they use all natural pictures, they use keywords. So there's no FDA regulation on what people can put on their bottles. So they can say this is all natural when it's very much so not. And it's actually something that very much so bothers me, because I'd rather a cheap chemical say, hey, this is what we are a cheap chemical and you can buy us, than somebody that hides behind their labeling and still puts all of that same stuff in there but makes you pay a lot more money for it. Because if you're going to pay that extra money, you might as well get what you really are paying for, which is a natural product that's not filled with cheap synthetics, that's not going to make you sick and go into your immune system and cause all sorts of hormone imbalances and stuff like that. So when we're talking about greenwashing, we're talking about these things that you're seeing on your screen. All of them contain fragrance, and if you look up what fragrance does to your body, it is unbelievable. And I really recommend, if you're someone that wants to do your own research, going to PubMed, or you can just go to simply Google and just look at these things that are in these, and then you'll see that they are not green, they are not clean, and that you're paying extra money for stuff that it's a scam, and it really bugs me. So I'm glad to talk about greenwashing, and I'm glad for people to know it, because it's a bummer when you find out that you paid extra money for somebody that's just kind of pulling one over on you, or a company. So that's definitely something to look out for. If you see something that is labeled fragrance, that is your number one sign that that product has been greenwashed. And when they're using synthetic things to give you any kind of fragrance, that's going to go into your body, and it's going to cause xenoestrogen, which is going to make you estrogen dependent, which causes a lot of hormonal issues. So fragrance is a really big deal. So when you see these things and they have mostly clean stuff, but they say fragrance, that's one of your main signs that something's been greenwashed. So just to give everybody an idea of that, because I know it's easy to go to Target and think you're buying the good stuff. I did it before, and so there you go. So that's greenwashing for you. If anyone has any questions on that, I'd be happy to talk about it more, but I don't want to overwhelm you with that. You know I would like to talk about it more.
Oh, I know you would.
So here's just a great example. Jen, are you okay if I take this one?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So here's a good example, because a lot of people, I think one of the natural questions is, do natural cleaners work as well as those really chemical cleaners that smell like they're cleaning my house? There's something about the smell of bleach that's associated with it being totally clean. And some of those problems, so if you look on the bottom right, there's your Clorox. These are all Petri dishes, and this is what grew in them. So on the bottom right, there's your Clorox right there. There's simple white vinegar in there. There's Mrs. Meyer's. There's Method, which would also be, those are greenwash cleaners. So you can see what they grew. And then you can see that when you have essential oils and the Thieves cleaner, which is based on essential oils, the germs, bacteria, viruses, anything like that has a very hard time growing where essential oils are present. because they cannot adapt to essential oils. Essential oils, each plant is always changing. So the bacteria and the viruses and anything like that, they can't outsmart it. So you hear, like an example would be when you hear people that have something that's antibiotic resistant, it's because bacteria is smart and it will adjust. So if we're using the same cleaners on it or we're using the same medicine on it, it will adjust and it will become resistant. But when you use essential oils, each plant is different, each batch is different. It's all a little bit unique because it's not made in a lab. They're made in the earth. So that's why you're seeing what you're seeing, is because they can't adapt and so they can't thrive.
So speaking of chemicals, this is a list that has a lot of words that I can't pronounce and frankly don't really know what they mean. Half the time, I call Christina and go, what the heck is a phthalate? But something really cool that I've learned is if you are questioning an ingredient in one of your bottles or bottles of whatever, if you just Google dangers of and that word, then you'll get a whole bunch of information about what that is and what it does. And then you can decide for yourself if it is actually dangerous for you in that application. There's also some apps that are awesome for research. The one that I know of that I have is called Think Dirty. And you can look up different products and it will give it a grade of how clean it actually is. So that's another helpful way if you don't have a Christina to call and ask the questions too.
You're so funny.
So all the products that we're going to start with, there's a huge line of Thieves stuff, but for the first part, we're going to talk about these few items that come in the Thieves Starter Kit. This is the awesome way to get your Young Living membership along with the most popular Thieves products. So in the starter kit, you get a bottle of the Thieves oil, you get the toothpaste, you get the mouthwash, and then you get 2 bottles of the household cleaner, which will last you your entire life, 2 bottles of the foaming hand soap, 2 bottles of the spray, and then 2 of the little hand sanitizers. And that whole price for that is $125. So pretty good deal when you think about all that. As it's on its own, the retail price is $206. So that is an awesome way to get started with Young Living if you're just focused on wanting the Thieves cleaning products.
So Essential Rewards is something that we all take advantage of. It's just something I'll mention real quick because a lot of people wonder if they're ordering all their cleaning stuff or they're ordering their supplements and they're ordering their oils. Is there anything that gives you a discount on that? And yes, there is. It's Essential Rewards. It gives you points back for your orders so you can get more products, so you can get more bang for your buck. And you get loyalty gifts as you're on it. You can cancel anytime. There are 0 obligations to it. It is extremely easy to cancel. You can change what day you want it on. You change your order every month. And that's a lot how we use these products and get our money back and get the most bang for our buck. So we love Essential Rewards. So Thieves Essential Oil is what the Thieves line is based on. It is a very, very powerful combination of different essential oils. It's got clove in there. It's got lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus radiata, and some rosemary, which all of those individually are very powerful in fighting a lot of germs and anything that we don't want on us. And so put those all together, it is max capacity. It came from an old wise tale of some thieves, that's where it got its name, that were robbing the sick and dying during the plague. And so they got caught and they were asked how they were staying well when they were doing this with people that had already had the plague. And this was the combination of herbs that they used to keep themselves well, so that they could be in close proximity to all of that and not catch it. So from there, these oils were known to very much so improve the immune system, to protect us from stuff. So anyhow, so this is the combo. And it's the basis of all the Thieves cleaning line because it's going to clean anything it touches. And that's just the way Thieves works. So you'll notice that Thieves comes in 2 different bottles. You can see it up here on the screen if you're looking at it. So Thieves alone comes in a bottle like this. It also comes in a bottle like this. So the Vitality are the white ones. The Thieves, the other one is a darker image, and they're all the same oil. So just so everyone knows that, it's all the same oil. Young Living just got FDA approval to be able to take it internally. And so they had to label their bottles differently if that's what they wanted to do. They had to have some for topical and some for internal. And so that's why they're labeled differently. But same oil, and that's the basis for this whole line. So did I miss anything, you guys? Was there anything you wanted to add to that?
It smells great.
Yeah,
Christmas.
With all that power, it still smells really good.
Yes.
So the next one is toothpaste, and I was trying to figure out what it tastes like. So right before I came in here, I brushed my teeth, and I was like, okay, how do you describe how this tastes? So it tastes to me like if you were chewing on a stick of cinnamon gum and peppermint gum at the same time, because it's got like the cinnamony thing going on, because it's got peppermint, spearmint, cinnamon bark, and then that Thieves oil in it. So anyway, the weirdest thing about it for me, coming from regular toothpaste, was that it's not as foamy as the other stuff that you would buy in the Target or whatever, but you just kind of get used to it. At first I was like, this just feels really weird, but I don't know, just knowing that I don't have any of the weird chemical stuff in my mouth makes me feel better, and then I can get over the fact that it's not foaming in my mouth. So good stuff, good toothpaste. Oh, and fun fact, it can also be used as deodorant. Didn't see that coming, did you? I've tried it. I've used it for a while as deodorant, and it totally works. I just, after a while, I kind of got itchy. I have super sensitive armpits. But I know, Christina, you do it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I know it sounds odd, but when you look at the ingredients, it's not so weird. But when you think about toothpaste, yeah, it sounds really
Thanks.
And then the mouthwash. The mouthwash, I'm not a huge mouthwash user, but something that I did learn about, you know, when you get a sore throat and you think about like getting to that sore throat, one of the greatest ways to help get rid of a sore throat is gargling mouthwash, which I thought was a genius idea. So this is a great one for that, or for just if you're a mouthwash user. It's super strong though, like almost to the point where the first time I tried it, I was like, I don't know how long I can freaking keep this in my mouth. So absolutely dilute it if you want to, unless you like super strong things.
I can attest to, I still have my tonsils. Not a lot of people from my generation do. And once in a while, if I'm going to be, you know, they'll be irritated, I will gargle straight with the Thieves mouthwash at night before I go to bed, and it's not a problem in the morning. It's gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I use it as well, and I love it. It is strong, so I dilute it 50-50, and it works great. And I have made a spray with it as well, so I love it. All right, let's talk about the Thieves Household Cleaner. It is, like all the Thieves products, it has the Thieves Essential Oil in it. It's a great cleaner. You can use it for almost anything. It has a nice smell. You know, some of those cleaners smell horrible because of the ingredients in it. Because our Thieves cleaner is non-toxic, there are no harsh chemicals in it. It smells good. So I think it's great to be cleaning with something that smells good. It's very concentrated, so you would dilute it depending on what you're cleaning. For instance, I had a stain in a dress. I spilled some food on myself, and it was like tomato based. And I was worried I didn't have anything to get that out, but I used the Thieves full strength, and it got it out. I was really excited. But for the light degreasing, like washing windows, just pour a little bit in a spray bottle with water and maybe a teaspoon of white vinegar, and it works great. So you buy a bottle of the Thieves cleaner, and you can use it for just about anything in your home. So these are the things I use it for over here. I've used it to clean my jewelry, so I don't have to buy any jewelry cleaner. I told you I use it as a stain remover. I cleaned my glasses with it the other day. So I have a spray bottle similar to what you see on the screen here that has about a capful of the Thieves cleaner and the rest is water. So I'll just use that for random things like cleaning my glasses. I add it to my laundry detergent. I put it in my dishwasher, clean my floor with it, and add it to my dish soap. Again, you can use it on almost anything. Depending on the use, you may have to change the dilution rate. Another product that I love is the Thieves Foaming Hand Soap. It has a nice lather. The foam is great. It's concentrated. You can actually add some water to it. But you know, sometimes when you wash your hands just don't feel great. They might be clean, but when you use this foaming hand soap, your hands actually feel soft and they smell good. We also have a cleansing soap. So if you're one that likes to use bar soap in the shower or by your sink, we have that. We have other soaps as well. It has the Thieves oil in it, but it doesn't have any other chemicals. So when I got my first Thieves kit, there's this little bottle of Thieves spray, and I'm like, what do I do with this? It's so small. What do I do with it? So I found out that it's really concentrated. It has alcohol in it, so it kills germs. It's great to take on vacation. I've used it to clean my cell phone, and the wipes are the same. They're pretty small, but one day I was in my car, and I went to In-N-Out, and I don't like to eat in my car, but I couldn't eat in the restaurant because of this pandemic. So I sat in my car, and I got out my Thieves wipes, and I cleaned my steering wheel, and I cleaned everything around me, and they were great. So they're pretty small, so I would use them for travel, and the same as with the Thieves spray. And when it runs out, you can actually make some more with Thieves cleaner and some alcohol or some peroxide and some essential oils. Pretty easy DUI.
Hi, I'm Heidi. I'm going to talk about the hand sanitizer. Comes in this cute little 1 ounce bottle. We can now say that the Thieves hand sanitizer, it kills 99.9% of germs on contact. It has been tested and the FDA has approved that, which is really comforting to know because I think during the whole COVID experience that we've all gone through, I have read some posts that some of the hand sanitizers that you can buy in the stores are not that effective. Also, another thing that was nice when all of this started, we didn't run out of the hand sanitizer when the stores did. We still had some. We ran out. Now we're amped up, and I think every Wednesday they're replenishing. So for some of the stores, I go into Target, Walmart, they still don't have hand sanitizer. It's nice to know that Young Living has been able to keep that in production for its customers. There is no artificial fragrance. That's one thing that I'm not allowing in my house anymore. Once you've desensitized yourself to chemical fragrances, anytime you find a product with a fragrance in it, you're going to be super sensitive to it. I get a headache if I'm around anything that's not clean anymore. So just knowing that all of these products aren't going to be able to affect my children or myself is very important to me. It does have the Thieves oil in it, also has a little bit of peppermint oil in it. It's a great smell. They've also put aloe and vegetable glycerin in it to keep your hands moisturized. A friend of mine gave me something she made with one of the homemade recipes that she saw online with over-the-counter aloe, not sure if it was organic or anything, and some alcohol. That, even with the aloe, still was drying to my hands. The one that I get from Thieves is not. They've also come out with another size, which is a 7.6 ounce, which is great to have around the home, put a pump in it. These are nice and small. They fit in your purse. My daughter doesn't carry a purse. When she goes out, she slips it in her bra. So that's kind of nice. That's kind of
what you gotta do, right?
Yes. You can use that for a carrying product. Another one of the products that I like to use, I'm completely sold on if I didn't get any other thing from Young Living, would be the laundry soap. Let me just show you. I have a bottle to compare. So here's the Thieves. Here's a regular jug, which you'd get at a, Target, Walmart, whatever. It's super concentrated. What I like about it is you're not paying for water. Some of these bigger jars of laundry detergent, the first thing on the label is water. Why do you need to buy water? You've got water at home. You've got access to it. Why not buy it concentrated? Especially if you have to, say, use a laundromat and you're carrying a big jug. You're not going to want to carry a jug. This is a nice size. So like I said, it's super concentrated. They recommend, this is the little top from it, they recommend using half a cap. I'll tell you, I use a quarter of a cap. No problem. Everything gets clean, gets white, gets the odor out. This is a regular cap. And here's the Young Living Thieves cap. Another thing that I notice with the laundry detergent, I live in a under 1,000 square foot apartment, and they don't ventilate your dryer to the outside. Not sure that's up to code, but they don't. So you ventilate it into a little dryer box, which means all of that air comes into the house. So when we first moved in, and I wasn't a member of Young Living yet, we used Tide and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, in the winter we had everything open because of strong smell. It was horrible. So I use it now, don't have any problem with it, don't smell it. My son doesn't complain about it. He's kind of sensitive to odors. I will use a bottle of, I keep a bottle of lavender and I keep a bottle of purification in my laundry room. And if I'm doing some heavily soiled or super stinky things, I will use some purification oil so that it's not scented, but I get to scent it to what I want it to smell like. For other things that don't have that heavy of an odor, I just put a little lemon in it or maybe lavender, and that I can tolerate the smell and it's nice. And then you can smell it on your clothes afterwards too. So I'm completely sold on it.
You know what I do sometimes? What I do with my laundry? Can you see this bottle? So this is an empty Ninja bottle. So I take and I put a cup of hydrogen peroxide. I put a cap full of the Thieves cleaner, some essential oils, and fill it with water. And people call it fake bleach. So I put that in the bleach dispenser. So the peroxide helps clean your clothes. So for those of you that like to use bleach, I would use something like this instead.
To go a natural booster.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Heidi.
You're welcome.
So in this picture, this is my kitchen, and I'm just showing here some of these products that I use. I have the foaming hand soap. The clear bottle, I have the Thieves dish soap. So I put some, well, at least a whole container of the dish soap in there. Put some water in there and some essential oils, and I can just squirt it out. So that is the dish soap contains some Thieves lemon and bergamot essential oil, so it has a nice aroma. Gets the dishes clean. One thing it doesn't do, it doesn't have a lot of lather. The chemical that causes lather, is it sulfates? In other products is a harsh chemical. We don't have any of that in the Thieves dish soap, so that's why it doesn't lather. But you could add some baking soda to it if you want to lather up a bit, but it doesn't need it to get the dishes clean. In the bag, that is the automatic dishwasher powder, and you just need a tablespoon or so per load. They give you a little scoop, and I don't think the scoop is even a tablespoon full. And it is infused with Thieves orange and lemongrass oils. My dishes have no water spots, and that little bag lasts a long time because, again, you only need at the most a tablespoon for a load. Any questions? Let me know in the chat or at the end. So now we're going to talk about the fruit and veggie wash.
The fruit and veggie wash is actually something that we stock up on, and we have a lot of at our house. I went to school for nutrition. One of the main things that was grilled into our head was food prep. I cannot imagine doing food prep without this item right here. You can load up your sink, you can load up a big bowl or whatever, and you just use a cap full. It doesn't take much, and you just soak your stuff. So I just take it on one side, and then I move it to my strainer, and then I clean it with some purified good water, and then I just let it dry. It makes food prep and cleaning vegetables and fruit so easy. This way, one of my favorite things that we utilize. all the time. It doesn't leave any flavor or residues on your food, and it cleans it. It gets the stuff off of there. So exactly what we're talking, cleans all those viruses, all that bacteria, all that stuff. Parasites are huge on food. But Thieves Veggie Wash, this is your best friend when it comes to that. So anyhow, one of my go-tos for sure.
Okay, now I want to talk about the Thieves cough drops and lozenges. They're pretty much the same, except the Thieves cough drops have menthol in them, and they are FDA approved to soothe sore throats, relieve coughs, and cool nasal passages. So it's the menthol in there that does that. The lozenges, they look almost exactly the same. The packaging is almost the same. They're just a little bit more mellow. So if you want something to freshen your breath, you can get the lozenges. And they're a good alternative if the cough drops are out of stock. I carry the cough drops with me everywhere. They're in my purse. I take them on vacation. They work really great. So, you wake up and you have a scratchy throat, you just pop one of those in my mouth. Because of the menthol, they are pretty strong. You can actually break it in half and try just a half of one. But they are a very popular item because they work so well. And I love them. We're going to open it now for questions.
I have a quick question, if I may. This is Jill. I'm Kathy's coworker. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I was talking with Kathy through text and through email that I would get tension headaches, and she kind of mentioned some things for the headaches and stuff, but I thought that maybe I would ask here.
Okay, we can all maybe answer that. But Jill, what are you using for cleaning products in your home? Because your cleaning products can cause headaches as well.
Oh, I use all name brand, probably bad stuff, Clorox and stuff like that.
Okay, so that could be causing you headaches as well without you even knowing it. I have a blend that I use with several oils, with peppermint, with a carrier oil is good.
I like the deep relief roller for headaches.
Okay.
Or the Panaway, I know, because if it's tension, it's coming from the muscles. I tense up back here, so I will roll on the Panaway, which is also for pain relief kind of thing.
Well, do you dilute it? Oh, hi, Jill. We can see you now.
I put a little coconut oil in it. You don't have to, but it lasts a little longer. For me, I kind of dilute it that way.
Yeah. Panaway is something, when I make my own blend, with the peppermint, essential oil, and carrier oil, I do put Panaway in it, or I just put wintergreen. I put a lot of the oils that Panaway has, clove, for instance. I put marjoram because I heard that marjoram helps with headaches as well. But just, Jill, if you have, sometimes your temples hurt when you get a headache, so you have to be careful when you're putting essential oils by your eyes. And that's another reason why you want to have a carrier oil in there. But
Gotcha.
Peppermint works for so many different things, and that's a good thing to start with. If you buy a starter kit, the essential oil starter kit, there's peppermint in there. And some obviously other oils. What do you think for headaches, Christina?
So I had a friend, so I think all of these suggestions are spot on. One thing you'll notice with all of this is there's some things that just kind of go in a category of move towards this. Everybody should move towards having less chemicals in all their products. But don't worry, we were all in that place where we were using stuff that we thought was one thing or whatever. So we've all come from there. So I think slowly kind of integrating some more natural products that don't have those perfumes and those fragrance will definitely help on a lot of levels. But for a more immediate relief, my friend, she was having really bad tension headaches, and she had a lot of relief from frankincense. Frankincense can be very calming to any inflammation in the brain area. And one trick is you can put a drop of frankincense on your thumb, and you can push it and put it on the top of the roof of your mouth. There's a lot of things that absorb and go into the brain that way, and even just smelling it. So frankincense is another one, and that one you wouldn't have to be as careful with using. It's not so sensitive. It's very soothing to the skin. So that's another option. But I second all the suggestions that were said, and everyone's kind of different. But yeah, frankincense is a great one. Deep relief is a great one. Panaway is a great one. Peppermint. Even some lavender can be pretty relieving to headaches.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would just play and see what works for you, and make sure you're using good, clean essential oils that aren't going to magnify your headache because they have a whole bunch of fillers and fragrances in those. So, you know, it's just a fine balance. But I would lean towards those personally.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm going to go get the bottle that I use for my headaches, Jill. So don't go away. I'll be right back. And Susie's listening, but she can't speak, but she wanted me to tell you all that she uses the Thieves cough drops and she loves them. And I know that Dan uses them too. Okay, I'll be right back.
You know, with everything that's going on right now, when my daughter is a nanny, and when she comes home, I make her take one of the throat lozenges, because I'm like, why don't you just clear whatever out? I want it in the house, and you can just take care of yourself. It's nice to carry around because you don't always have access to, if you don't want to apply the oil anywhere, you can just pop in one of the cough drops or the lozenges.
Yeah, some people even consider some of the lozenge and stuff like a supplement almost, because everything that's in it is so clean and so good for you. And when you're taking that and it's going down your throat and all of that, it's so healing and soothing to these parts. So those lozenges, some even consider them supplements in a way. Yeah, because it's so good here.
And I'm glad I had them, because when they first came out with all this pandemic stuff, they said everything's settling in your throat, and that's the first place you're going to feel it.
Yeah, yeah. Jill, I can send you a sample of some of the cough drops for you to try.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
This
I'm going to show you the what I use for my headache. So, okay, can you see this?
let me magnify my picture. Oh, there we go.
It's labeled peppermint, but it has more than peppermint in it. So there's a roller. See that roller?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I put a roller ball on it, and when I get a headache, I put it on my neck. Sorry, the scarf's in the way.
Oh, that's what she meant by the roller. Okay, I understand now.
Then I put it kind of down my shoulders a little bit, and then sometimes I put it here by my temples. Try not to put too much, right? And that really helps. So since I've been using Young Living, I hardly ever take aspirin or Tylenol. I am a person who gets a lot of headaches. And years ago, I went to the doctor, and he said some people are just more headache prone than others. And I was headache prone. So I hardly ever aspirin or Tylenol anymore because I use essential oils. So that one that I carry around in my bag, what I used to take to work when I went to work, I would use that. And I actually have one that's labeled Panaway. So this I would put like if I had back pain or on my spine. But if my headache is really bad, then I will put this on my neck as well. So we have lots of options, and all these ones that we've talked about, the frankincense, the Panaway, the peppermint, they're all in our premium starter kit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That premium starter kit's like basically a medicine cabinet. It's anything that you would want to use, and it gives us options too. So if you're like, hey, I tried that frankincense or I tried that lavender, we can say, okay, let's try this, and that will have all the options that we like. We all keep all of those in stock all the time. I guarantee you can ask any of us. It's really great. They're all yeah, those rollers are a lifesaver. I agree with you, Kathy. Everyone carries their tension in different places. Yeah. I'm not a headache person. I'm a stomachache person. So when I get stressed out, I get the stomach aches and I go digize. I cannot.
Oh yeah, I cannot
live without that. Yeah. My stomach ache in about 15 minutes. Yep.
Okay. Anything else? No? Okay.
That's more than enough.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Thanks to everybody.
Okay. Have a good evening.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Susie says thank you.